Hello, beautiful world. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're returning viewers, welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me today. So let's talk a little. Let's talk about why we tend to fall back on our bad habit, okay? Through our journey of self-growth, right, and self-development, there are many paths that we have to recreate, right? Or many paths that we can take to rebuild ourselves, right? And also many paths to rebuild, right? So sometimes during this journey, we can tend to fall back on our old path, right? Old behaviors, old thought process, um, and anything else that we kind of want to work on or are working on changing. Sometimes we find ourselves going back to that place where we are working to get away from, right? That happens. That happens to all of us and the best of us, so don't feel bad, okay? What is good about that is recognizing that you are falling back, right? Recognizing, just the recognition alone of like, oh my gosh, okay, I've worked on this, I've done better on it, and now I'm going back. Like that realization and understanding alone, it's a great accomplishment, okay? First of all, kudos to you if you can catch yourself doing that. So, why do we do that? Well, old habits to are hard to die, right? You've heard that saying before, right? Old habits are hard to break. So, sometimes something might trigger you to go back to your old ways of thinking, behaving, feeling, or visualizing, right? So, when you tend to see yourself falling back, the fact that you can catch that and see it is absolutely amazing. Now, what you want to catch yourself in during that time, okay, and doing so, like, what is it that triggers you to go back to that habit, okay? What is it that triggers you? What thought process, okay? What are your environment like? Like, is it a certain person that you're around when you get triggered? Certain situation might trigger a bad habit, right? So you want to see yourself during what else is happening, during what times are you finding yourself falling back, okay? Because let's say that we have been doing great in changing our thought process, okay? We have been doing so good in recreating our thought process from negativity to positivity. We have been affirming and constantly paying attention to our thoughts, right? Um, and let's say it trickles down to our feelings, and we are even in balance with that. And so, like, our thought creates our feelings, so we pay attention to our feelings. Like, we're on top of all of that, right? But somehow, a habit that we have, quit or overcame, we thought, um, we find ourselves doing it again, right? And it's like, huh, I know I've been working on myself. I know that my thought process have been pretty good on track, and I've been keeping track of my feelings that goes along with certain thoughts, or whenever I find myself catching, I also scan my feelings. So I've been quite good at that. So what happened that made me fall back onto this habit? Okay? Because sometimes it can be a simple thing as, okay, though we're watching our habit, do we notice, or watching our thoughts, do we notice that there are thoughts that come and go without us even being aware of? Because you need to think about, like, the fact that you are so many dimensions, okay? So your first thought may not be your second thought, okay? Or your third thought, or they all may have something to do with each other, okay? Your first thought is based on, or your second thought is based on your first thought, and your third thought is based on your second thought, okay? Are we noticing these development, or these chain links? Or, okay, did I experience something or seen something and have this thought, okay? Or is it from what I'm physically doing right now that create this thoughts? Because those chains, okay, they add up to your outcome, right? I hope I'm making sense, right? So, like, for example, if you are positive thinking, but you're not noticing the thoughts in the back of your head, okay, you're not, when you're conscious and thinking thoughts, you can catch them, but then when you're like, you're not consciously seeing your thought or counting your thought, or trying to, feel your thoughts or understand them, what is it that's going on? Okay, because those in the background thoughts that you are not really catching on it could be a thought of a trigger. Okay, maybe you experience something, and through that experience you have triggering thoughts that you don't even recognize as being that trigger thoughts. You see what I'm saying? Like, those thoughts occur because of this situation, okay? And it could be like a very subtle situation. It doesn't have to be anything negative, anything loud that it wakes you, like, it could be so subtle, but your subconscious is always picking up on it. Doesn't matter how subtle it is, right? So are those the things that triggering you, making you go backwards, fall back to your habits, doing things that you have already overcame? Gotta pay attention to those things, okay? Because those things can definitely be the reasons, and definitely are usually the reasons why we tend to fall back into our old habits, okay? Now, if you're used to doing a certain thing, or a certain way of rewarding yourself when you've done something, or a certain way of celebrating when you accomplish something, okay, and those accomplishment or those celebration might result into something that isn't so positive for you, right? Maybe over drinking, maybe over smoking. Those habits, right, must be replaced by something else, right? But also the thought process of when you accomplish something that, results into you celebrating, those thought process has to be changed too, okay, along with the habit. A lot of the times when we're on self-development, we change the habit, never really paying too much attention to the thought process of When I accomplish, how should I be thinking about it in order to have an outcome that is more pleasant? You see what I'm saying? So, after all, beautiful people, you're doing a great job. You're on the journey. That's what matters. Every day you are given this chance to be on your journey of self-development and self-aware. You're doing great. So when you see yourself falling back, don't punish yourself. Don't make yourself feel bad. Recognize as it is part of the process, and the fact that you recognize that you took a step back is the bigger accomplishment, okay? So stay focused. Just get back on the road. Do it again. Get back on the road. Do it again, okay? I love you, beautiful people. I'm always glad that you're here with me. I highly suggest that you go watch my other videos. For my other videos are definitely in the same concept and talks about the same things and how you can intertwine all of them to get a full picture, okay? Because self-growth and self-development have many paths, and I talk about it in so many of my videos. So go ahead and watch one of those so that you can at least have two inner things to link, okay, together, and get a bigger picture of it. Especially I highly recommend you watch my other videos if you are new to this journey, because a lot of the stuff I do is for beginners, okay? I love you, beautiful people. As you can see, I don't edit my videos because I want to give you the real and the raw just the way it is. I hope you like it, and I love having you here with me. You beautiful people, have a good day. Bye.